The San Antonio Spurs currently occupy the 8th seed, kind of as expected when they went out and got a couple of vets, made some improvements, the most interesting of which was an older Chris Paul, and ever since it happened, I couldn't get my mind off of what if prime Chris Paul was playing with Victor Wembanyama. So I went and tested it out myself, swapped out the old and retiring CP3 for the one on the Clippers. It was always cool seeing him create highlights with Blake, but with Vic, I assume in his prime he could actually win. In present day, he is definitely a bit washed as he's averaging only 9 points a game on 41% from the field, yet as an older game manager he does his job. This younger version of CP3 goes through the season and averages 18 points a game with 10 assists, shooting 50% from the field. Yet the increased offensive production for Paul actually stunts Wembanyama a little bit as he goes on to average 22 a game. Still, as intended, they nearly win 60 and place first in the Western Conference. Prime CP3 also qualifies for All-NBA third in this universe. In round 1, they actually draw a pretty unfortunate matchup with LeBron and AD at 8th seed, which nearly goes left. But the Spurs get it together and win in 6 as Chris Paul increases his 3-point production. Next is an even tougher matchup with OKC, which also nearly goes the distance but has the same result, as Prime CP3 has now taken this from a play-in team all the way to the Western Conference Finals. This is where they face the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are routinely being sharply overestimated in these sims. And I mean sharply. They go to a 3-1 lead against San Antonio, finish it off in San Antonio, and although Wembanyama was correct about the next defensive player of the years being his, the more important trophy is going to Rudy Gobert. Disappointing ending, but given some of the teams we've seen Chris Paul with and they still don't end up winning, I actually think this might be a realistic result given where the rest of the San Antonio roster currently is. Although I just don't think it would have been the Wolves that beat them. How do you think this would play out in real life?